Today I'm going to be showing you 3 different summer dip powder designs that are super easy that you can do at home using this dip powder kit from Amazon. Thank you so much Azure Beauty for sponsoring today's video, and now with this kit I am ready for summer. It has so many gorgeous shades. You get 20 different colors in the kit. You also get all of the liquids you're going to need. You get a cuticle pusher, a dusting brush, a buffing block, and I love that they include this recycling tray. It can also be used for the pour over method, the marble design, French manicure, so super handy and helpful. It also includes 2 replacement brushes and a nail file. Here are the shades that I'll be using today. I'm going to start by doing this one. It is a light milky baby pink. I've got my base liquid here. I'm just removing the excess liquid, and I'm going to do a full coat across my entire nail and then dip into the powder. It dries pretty quick, so I'm just going to dust it off and go in for another layer across the entire nail, dipping into the powder. I'm going to dust it off, and now we can start on the fun part. So I've got a different brush for each of the colors I'm using. I'm going to do a full layer of my base liquid again across the entire nail, then tapping my brush into the powder, tapping off that excess. I'm going to do a small little circle up here around my cuticle area, no rhyme or reason behind it, and then we're going to tap off the excess in a downward motion, repeating those steps with my other shade. So just tapping my brush in the powder and then doing it over here in this corner area. Then I'm going to quickly get that other light base pink shade into the other wet spots on my nail before the liquid dries. Now I'm going to dust off the excess powder. Here's how we're looking. If you want to brighten any of the spots, you can just gently rub on those areas to blend it out or to darken the color a little bit. Here's how much brighter I just made the pink, and the same you can do with your other shade as well. It's totally optional, but I love that extra pop of color. So now we need to clear encapsulate. So I've grabbed some clear dip powder. I'm going to do another full layer of my base liquid across the entire nail and dip into the clear. Once it's dry, we can dust it off. Now it's time for activator, so we're going to apply a generous layer of this and wait 2 minutes before we go into file, shape, and buff. Then I dust it off and apply another layer of activator, waiting 2 minutes before I go in for top coat. Top coat is just 3 quick strokes on the nail, let it dry, and then we can go in for layer number 2. Layer number 2 is more precise and detailed, getting all the way to those sidewall areas and capping off the free edge. Design number 1 is done, so I'm calling this the tie-dye nail. Let's move on to design number 2. With my base liquid, I'm going to do another full layer across my entire nail, dipping into that same light pink shade. Once it's dry, I dust it off, and now I've got all of my products out and ready, all my brushes. We're going to do another full layer of my base liquid across the entire nail, and then this time we're going to focus only at our free edge area on half of the nail, tapping off that powder, repeating those steps on the other half with the pink shade. Then we need to quickly cover the rest of the nail with that baby pink. Once it's dry, we can dust it off, and again, if you have any spots you want to fix, blend, darken, you can easily go in and just scrub more pigment right on the nail. If you're happy with it at this point, you can clear encapsulate and move on, but I really want to add some sparkle, so I'm going to use this shade in the dip powder kit. I'm going to filter out some of these glitter pieces by just tapping my brush off into the jar, and then I'm going to do it again into this recycling lid because I only want the glitter pieces. I'm going to apply some of my base liquid here at the free edge area, no rhyme or reason, and then I'm going to tap some of these glitter pieces over the top of the color to give it some sparkle. Now it's time to clear encapsulate, so I'm going to do a full layer of my base liquid across the entire nail, dipping into the clear. Then we can dust it off, apply our activator, then wait 2 minutes to file, shape, and buff. Then I dust it off, apply another layer of activator, and wait 2 minutes before I go in for 2 more layers of top coat. Okay, y'all, design number 2 is done. I'm calling this an ombre French tip with a little bit of sparkle. Let's move on to design number 3. We're going to do another full coat of our base liquid across the entire nail, and this time we're going to dip into this beautiful creamsicle orange shade. Then dust it off and repeat those steps for layer number 2. It's really important that we make sure this layer is fully dry before we move on. So we're going to dip our brush into this pink powder and do small little swirls on the center of the nail. You're just gently brushing that pigment onto that base shade. And if you want it to be darker, you can if you like it like this, but I'm definitely going to go in for some more color. I'm really happy with how it's looking, so I'm going to dust it off and move on. If you're digging how this looks, if you want just a solid look, you would move on and do clear dip powder. But I want to add some sparkle again, so I'm going to do a layer of my base liquid and tap on some more glitter pieces. Now it's time for clear dip powder, so I'm going to do a full layer of my base liquid and dip into the clear powder. Then when it's dry, I dust it off and do a layer of activator. We're going to let that sit for 2 minutes before we file, shape, and buff. Dust it off, do another layer of activator, and wait 2 minutes before we do 2 layers of top coat. Alright y'all, that's it for design number 3, a sparkly aura nail. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you Azure Beauty for sponsoring today's video and supporting my channel. I hope you guys enjoyed these designs, and I will see y'all next week.